Edna Keep Here Live with Free Coaching Friday. Today we're going to talk about the basics of private mortgages and RRSP mortgages. Great way to help you fund your multifamily investments. And remember, if you need my help, reach out to me at ednakeep.com. Thanks. Anyway, today, Friday, it's a nice snowy day, and we want to talk about private mortgages. So when would you use private mortgages? A lot of times you use it for short-term financing. So if you're buying a property and it's going to take a while to get financing in place, sometimes you have to put private financing in place. It is more expensive usually, but sometimes the reasons that we found where we want to use it is sometimes we're buying properties that are not optimized yet. So things like increased rents, reduced vacancy, some repairs, some renovations that need to be done. And so then we can't get maximum long-term financing. So sometimes we'll get short-term financing while we work on the increasing the value of it so we can get great long-term financing, because we really like to get CMHC financing on our apartment buildings if at all possible, because you can get longer amortizations, 35 years, and lower interest rates. Right now we're getting below 3%, which is super. So where else would we use private financing? If you've renovated a property and okay, here's an example. We purchased a property last spring. It was vacant, so we got it for a really good price, but it needed some updating because the owner prior had the same renters for 20 years or something like that. So it needed some updating, not anything major, but we got in there, did the work, and then we started filling it up. So we initially got private financing through the vendor and through an investor. So the vendor financed the purchase, and the private financer partner financed the renovations. And when we were done the renovations, we occupied it. Now we're putting CMHC financing in place. But we had to do it in a two-step process. For example, when we went to finance it through CMHC, they only wanted to give us the price that we paid for it, plus basic renovations in it, and we knew it was worth a lot more because we'd had an appraisal done on it. But they don't want to give you any extra value for it. So what we did is we purchased it outright from the seller, from the vendor, paid out the vendor's vendor take back. And we did that with RRSP mortgage. So we had some clients' RRSP sitting there, and we were able to utilize those to purchase the property, purchase it from the vendor, and then now everything's at CMHC looking for financing on it. So those are some of the reasons why you might want to do it. Now, it cost us a little bit more, but in the long term, we were able to get, like I said, 35-year amortizations, really low interest rates, and that's where you get your savings back. Sure, you have to pay CMHC insurance, but it just totally makes sense if you're going to own the property for long term. What's another way? We actually bought a land development project in Alberta last year, year before I guess now, 2018. Or no, that's last year. It's still 2019. And we bought it with mostly RRSP money, some investor cash. And then our plan to do that, it's going to be about a 3-year project, is to build a senior center and apartment building there. So that's another reason you can use RRSP mortgages. And we expect to do really well on that, so we can pay a higher interest rate and still make really good money on it. That's other ways that we've used RRSPs are second mortgages on houses, because it's a way to, again, maximize the number of properties you can buy with your down payments. And you can get, sometimes you can get some really good rates on your second mortgages. We'll pay anywhere from 3% all the way up to 8% for the longer term mortgages, generally not any higher than that, because they're a good solid return on your investment with minimal risk. So because it's backed by a solid real estate property. So those are some of the ways that we've been able to use RSP mortgages and private mortgages. I'm sure many of my listeners have used them in different ways. So if you want to pop in the comment section different ways that you've used private mortgages, I'm sure people would love to hear how. There's so many different ways that you can. I know one of my partners that does some larger deals. He does private mortgages all the time. He buys things out of foreclosure with private mortgages, does the work on them, gets them renovated and upgraded and optimized by getting maximum rents and occupied. Sometimes they're not occupied that good. That's why they're in trouble, right? And then turns around and sells them for a profit, and his investor gets paid and he gets paid. So there's definitely some good upside in doing stuff like that. So hopefully you got some good value out of my chat today. And if you have any questions, reach out to me at edna@ednakeep.com. These are the kind of things that I like to help people with. So remember, if you need my help, reach out to me at ednakeep.com. I've got some programs that I offer to people. And if you ever know other people who might be interested in getting into the real estate world, primarily multifamily, have them or share this with them. It'd be a great way for them to get a good introduction. So have a really, really good weekend, and we'll talk to you all on Monday for Mindset Monday. Bye for now.